It's time for Ryan's Roses. Here we go. If it's a public service, if there's an issue in your world, you can't sort it out, come to us and we'll try our best. Gelan is on the line here in La Mirada for Ryan's Roses. So, Gelan, I mentioned that your husband, he said he had to go to his buddy's house over New Year's to help him with something, take about a half hour. Then he came back 2.5 hours later, and he was acting strange. He had been drinking and basically went and took a shower. Those are very strange things that don't necessarily add up. Did you ask him about all of that?
That's right. Yes, I did ask him about it, and he was acting weird, and he doesn't usually just come right in and go take a shower. And I'm there hanging out with my family, and they kept asking, where's? It was just suspicious and out of character and embarrassing.
So you think could he have gone to his buddy's house and just had drinks, beers, cocktails, whatever?
Yeah, he certainly could have. It's just, it's always weird when someone's acting suspicious. It just seemed like he was lying about something. And why did he take off when we were supposed to be there having, time with my sister and her family?
Yeah. Right. It's sketchy. Look, it's very sketchy, especially then. Hold on one second. Let's make the call to your husband next here for Ryan's Roses. We have Gelan on the line. Her husband disappeared during family time over New Year's, and 2.5 hours later he comes back. He had been drinking. He rushes right in to take a shower. Hey, Gelan, what time of day did he come back from his, quote, buddy's house?
It was the evening, and that's another thing. He said he was only going to be gone a half hour, and it was 2.5 hours later, and it's New Year's Eve. It's just weird.
It's New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day.
So he made it back before midnight?
Yes, he did.
But then he rushed his shower. Okay, so, Gelan, how long have you been married?
About 5 years now.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the call. Just be very quiet until Sissany makes the call to your husband, and we tell him he's on the air. Just need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then your husband's name on Kiss FM.
All right. Ryan, you have permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay, we're going to do that now. Be very quiet, and good luck. Let's see if we can find out.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jacob?
Yes, this is Jacob.
Hi there, my name is Jane, and I'm calling from the La Mirada Florist. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm calling because I'm offering you a chance to send free dozen roses to anybody that you'd like today. They're absolutely free. I don't need any credit card info, cash, or anything like that. We're just trying to promote our business at the start of the new year.
Awesome. Yeah, good for you guys.
Thank you.
I'm good.
So is there anybody that you'd like to send them to?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much for
are you sure? They're free. I don't need anything from you. They're absolutely free. We can start with the name of the person you want to send them to. If there's no one in your life that would want to receive free dozen roses.
No, that's really kind of you. I mean, next time I'm doing a bouquet or something, I'll check. Say your name again, and then let me just write it down here.
The La Mirada Florist.
Yeah, no, I'll reach out to you guys.
Are you sure? You'd really be helping me out if you just had something that we can send the flowers to.
No, I guess. I think I've said it 3 times, so I'm good. Thank you, though.
Jacob, are you there?
Yeah.
Jacob, my name is Ryan. Your voice is being broadcast on the radio right now. Thank you for staying on the phone. We have a question for you. Your wife has asked us to get in touch with you about your New Year's Eve day. What were you up to on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, I mean, I had... Gelan, are you here? Is Gelan here?
Gelan is on the line, listening to all of this.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Hey. Okay.
So let me ask a more pointed question. You were away for 2.5 hours from your family and your wife, and you came back. She said you smelled like you were drinking, took a quick shower. Where were you?
Yeah. Okay. I went to my friend Rob's house, and yeah, we had a couple drinks. We were hanging out. Yeah, I went to Rob.
And who was at Rob's?
Just me and him. His dog was there. I mean, like, we were just hanging out.
That's cool. And then why'd you rush to take a shower when you got back?
Well, I don't know if Galen explained this whole thing, but this was, a holiday that I thought we had talked about spending together, just me and Galen, and then her family came over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were protesting by disappearing?
Look, I mean, it's not that I don't like them. They just are. It just feels like they're always coming over. I mean, like,
All right.
Every weekend, it's like there's some sort of occasion. It's sometimes like both days. It's like we hang out with them Saturday. They have like a dinner reservation, and then like Sunday, we're all of a sudden going to do brunch with them. So New Year's is here, and I'm like, I thought it was just going to be us, and then.
So
your sister and her husband and their kids, which is just like a lot. It's just the vibe.
So
changes.
Jacob, I appreciate all of that, and Galen will respond. But we're here addressing another issue. Are you cheating on your wife? Were you with another woman? Because that is her concern. And if you're concerned about that, Galen, because he disappeared, then there's already a rocky situation going on in your relationship, I think. Mm-hmm. So answer that, Jacob. Were you with another woman?
No, I wasn't with another woman. I was with Rob, my friend from work, and we were having drinks. And I think it was
Galen,
pretty innocent.
If that's the case, and you were thinking he was with another woman, I'm concerned about what's already happened in your relationship to lead you to think about that narrative.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're, it's just, that's my family. I mean, I don't understand why you have to, take off when my family is there. And I mean, we had plans and, you're just doing weird things.
Okay. Well, can you at least like admit that it has been every weekend that we've hung out with them? Can you at least see that from my perspective?
Yeah, we do. We do hang out with them a lot. I mean, that's my family. I didn't know that was such a big problem. And then you take off on New Year's Eve.
So, there you go. So I'm going to leave you with that. Galen didn't know that was an issue, Jake, because you didn't communicate that clearly. So you just decided to protest by disappearing and having drinks with your buddy. Now, so just all you got to do is, if you're feeling something like that, just tell her so you guys can talk about it together, not here with us.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't share my feelings, because
you need to.
It just feels like there's always some sort of correction, or like there's like a distortion where she thinks that I am wrong, and I'm like, well, I'm just trying to share. I'm looking for you to say, oh, I hear you.
Well, so there's the word. So I'm we can't get into your therapy now, but Galen, Jacob, the word is be heard, right? Like, you need to hear each other. You need to be, Galen needs to be heard. Jacob needs to be heard. You need to hear each other. And I think you'll make progress. This has been productive. I'm happy about this session.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck with everything in the new year,
luck.
okay? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. I mean, look, Lady Di said it to Prince Charles the other night on the Crown episode I was watching. I just want to be heard.
Yet.
Oh, well, she said, I just want to be heard. I just want to be heard. I actually cried. Yeah. That episode, if you haven't gotten there yet, I cried.
Oh, God.
I don't want to tell you why. It was great tears of love and joy and happiness. Mm-hmm. Great
something that they say strike a chord?
I just think that, like, it is so important to hear someone, and sometimes we put blinders up and we don't hear.
Yeah, you have to be able to read the room and be in the other person's shoes.
You have to put on their shoes. Know their size. Know their size. Ryan's Roses. So the couple had an issue on New Year's Eve. Maybe you can relate to this in the past. Maybe you've been seeing families, so you've gone through this recently. But basically, he's under the impression that he's going to spend New Year's with his wife. And then her family comes over. I guess they've been seeing each other through all the lockdown. So they come over, but he's a little resentful because his plan was to be with her alone, and they showed up again, and it was like he was surprised. So what does he do? He leaves the house.
Yeah, which is not great.
Well, what's fair there?
What do you mean, what's fair?
What's fair?
I think he needs to suck it up and stay, and then have a conversation after the fact. You don't just run away.
I'm probably going to upset someone.
Oh, hands are up. His hands are up.
My hands are in the air because I'm thinking about this. All right, so let's assume that, Tanya, you and I are going to spend New Year's Eve together, right? Like,
Cute.
suspend disbelief. And I think it's going to be... Well, I mean, Tubbs, there's only so many people here.
I like it. It's cute.
I could say Mark, but look, he's on the phone, so it won't be as dynamic. But let's say you're going to spend it with the person that you're with, right? Okay? Mm-hmm. And your intent is to have a romantic evening, and you thoughtfully plan that. And then your bubble is burst, to use my mom's expression, when your bubble is burst because it's burst by surprise that someone else shows up, family or not family.
Yeah, I got candles, I got champagne.
I think
did
my
the whole
bubble
thing.
would have been burst, and I don't know that I would have left, but I think I would have been bummed. Because
Okay,
when
you're allowed to be bummed.
Well, when one pictures something that might be rarely romantic, one gets excited about it, and one's hands get up in the air, and then one's bubble gets burst when they can't execute romance.
Yep.
You follow me?
Yeah, but
I'm
sometimes
following
you have
you
to
like
make
the yellow brick
sacrifices. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices for family.
Well, yes. Now let's see if Nikki, are we making any sense? Do you understand what we're saying here in Tustin?
Yeah, I understand. But when Galen was talking, she was like, "This is my family, my family, my family." I'm like, "What the?" Excuse me, I didn't mean to cuss.
That's all right. Go ahead. Sorry, Nikki. We had to just make sure the F-bomb didn't get on the air. If it did, we apologize. But go ahead.
No, Galen kept talking about her family. And that was really frustrating to me because they obviously have a relationship problem, and he's obviously not very satisfied. So why does he have to be with her family, all the time? They're a married couple. They have their own family now. Why is her family a priority?
Well,
he should be a priority. He should be a priority, and she should be a priority.
That's a great word to use because I think you have to really look at when you get down to what they were talking about. Everyone sort of has to feel like a priority at some point, and it's balancing that priority list in the right order that can be a struggle sometimes. But Nikki, I don't disagree with you. Maybe because I'm not married, but I don't disagree. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
So this is good. So you think that the couple should have been a priority on New Year's Eve, and he was not wrong to, be upset.
Well, yeah, he's not wrong to be upset. No, their family shouldn't just be a priority on New Year's Eve. It should be a priority, period. This is a marriage, and if anyone feels unheard or not a priority, and if their extended family is more important than them, I would be pissed off. My husband sees me as a priority, and that's why we've been married for 24 years.
Now, Nikki, that's the second F-bomb. I got to let you go.
I think we struck a chord with her.
Do you have kids?
Oh my God, that sounds personal.
Yes.
If you have kids, all right, I'm going to have to let you go because that's two F-bombs. I mean, I don't know. If I'm her kid, I'm like, oh, that's cool. My mom just dropped two F-bombs on the radio. She's a cool mom.
It sounds very personal for her. It sounds like the tables were turned in her situation, and it's all about maybe her husband's family.
What made you think that was personal? What made you sense that? What was there that made you think that?
Her passion.
Caesar is on the. I'm hoping everything was covered. So I apologize. I don't know what happened because I hear what really happens.
Right.
So, I don't know if the 3-second, 7-second thing kicked in. Caesar, how are you? Are you there, Caesar?
Caesar or Peter?
Okay, Caesar Montebello. What do you think of all this?
I'm the kind of guy I would have done the same. Because if I'm not comfortable with the sister, and if it's too much pressure on me, and I just like this was kind of message to her that we need to spend time with each other, not with everybody all the time. Like to have some time for myself with her.
And I think that's fair. And you got to communicate that before it happens, right?
That's for sure. I would have talked to her before. I would have
Right.
made her understand, like, this is bothering me.
I've been in situations in my past where I've wanted, if we were traveling or something and everyone's together, where I just wanted to have a night alone. And
Yeah.
I'm really, strongly boundaried about it. Right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Strongly bounded. Okay.
Strongly boundaried. That's my new book.
Yep.
Strongly boundaried for 2021. All right. Listen, Caesar, I appreciate
Stay
your
healthy.
passion. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
You take care.
Strongly boundaried. What is that supposed to mean?
Strongly boundaried. Like deliberately boundaried about it. So you're on a vacation, you're on a trip, I don't know, all the families are together and you want to just have a night alone with your SO, and you don't let it get ruined. Like you don't meet up with the family at 9:30. You're
adamant.
do your thing.
Adamant.
Adamantly boundaried maybe is a better title. I don't know. I don't have a book deal yet. Tubbs doesn't have a podcast.
okay.
I don't have a book deal, but you know what I'm saying.